What's up? It's Michael Mansell, and what you're about to watch is a little training that I did for my team and I'm going to break down the 3 apps that I use daily to create Photoshop and professional level graphics and images for my business, to market my business online on Facebook, on Instagram, and I show you exactly how I use these 3 apps in conjunction together. And well, I don't need to tell you all about it. Why don't you just watch the training? I did this live inside of my Facebook account, so you're going to see the comments and everything and be able to interact with it. I want you to leave comments down below about what you got out of this little training here, and let me know what apps you use. Maybe you use a different app that I didn't mention here. Put down in the comments below what apps you use or what apps you liked best that I showcased in here. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell button down there so that you get notified when I publish another one of my online marketing trainings right here on my channel. Here you go. Hey everybody, Michael Mansell here, and happy Monday to you. I had scheduled this broadcast because I wanted everybody to be notified that I was going to be going live and showing you guys my top 3 apps that I utilize on a daily basis right from my smartphone that allow me to do very cool, eye-catching graphics for my business or just for fun or to put a cool quote on my Facebook or Instagram feed. And I wanted to show you guys those 3 apps that I use. Now, I'm not an affiliate of these apps, even though I'm Mr. Affiliate Marketing Pro. I am not an affiliate of these apps. I just wanted to share some value with you guys and show you firsthand what it is that I use personally on my iPhone here and just walk you through how quick and easy it is. One of the biggest things that I get from people is they say, well, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know Photoshop. I can't do all those cool graphics. Where do you find those photos from? I get a lot of these questions, so I wanted to break it down and just show you exactly what it is that I do on my phone to get the type of attention I do on my posts. So I'm going to show you here one post that I did on my own Facebook wall earlier today and show you the kind of engagement. So first here, I want to show you exactly what these kind of images can do for you to capture people's attention. One of the biggest things, most important things you need to know if you are marketing anything on Facebook or Instagram is you need to learn how to do what's called pattern interrupts. This is interrupting people as they scroll through their news feed. They're looking, they're seeing everything. You want to be able to stop them and take notice of what it is that you're posting. But before we jump into that, I want some interaction with you guys. I want some comments and I want some hearts because I'm just going to give you guys some pure value. So a couple of things I'm going to ask of you guys that are watching here live with me is I would like you to please share this, because I'm not selling anything. I'm not going to be putting any affiliate links on this stuff. I'm just sharing some value. And I want you guys to be able to give value to your followers and your people as well, because then they'll look at you as an authority figure as sharing valuable content. So I know that several people have already shared. Lauren, thank you very much for sharing. But just go ahead and share this Facebook Live. I want you to also give it a heart reaction. I love the hearts. Give the heart reaction. A little side bonus tip here in Facebook. If you use the hearts more than you use the like button, you will get more engagement in return. So the more heart reactions you do, and let me just show you what that looks like. So if we come over here to my iPhone, this is on my own personal profile. So if I were to go down here and scroll down to, here's the live that I'm doing right now. If you share it, you're just going to click share. You also have the option to share it right there inside of the Facebook Live that's going on right now. But this is what I'm talking about right here. If you use this heart icon more than you do the like, and even the laughter, if something was funny, these additionals, but especially the heart icon, if you use the heart icon, the more you give the heart icon, the more interaction, engagement, and exposure you're going to get to your very own Facebook feed. So what I want you to do is just comment down there, shared or heart. Give me the heart emoji inside of the chat here, or shared. Let me know that you have shared this content with your Facebook wall so that I can be motivated to bring you guys more cool, valuable insights and tips just like this one. So I'm going to dive into it here. I'm going to show you these 3 apps, but let's go over here first and I'm going to show you the post. So here's the post that I did earlier today. I did this post about 5 hours ago, and it might be small on your screen there, but down there, if you can see, I've received 156 comments on this post. 156 comments, got about 29 reactions. I wasn't specifically asking for reactions on this post, but as you can see, it's got some very eye-catching pattern interrupt, comment video below, and I'll message it to you. Now, you might be saying, well, what in the world does that mean? Well, they got to read the post itself to understand exactly what the context of this post was, but it still gives them a visual like, hey, almost like a politely shouting. That's what you want to do. Nobody likes all caps in the post, but if you can put it in the graphics, in the image, that will be politely kind of shouting and getting people's attention. How many of you guys have gone to the mall? Does anybody go to the mall anymore? Who goes to the mall still? I want to hear this in the comments over there. Who goes to the mall still? Yes, Lynn, absolutely. That's a great question. Whenever you do Facebook Lives, you should always ask your audience for help. Ask them for reactions. Ask them to share the video. Anytime you can speak that to people, you might only get 2, you might get 3, you might get 10, but I can guarantee you, you will always get more if you ask for it. Always. You will always get more. And usually it's 2 to 3 times more reactions, 2 to 3 times more shares if you actually ask for them. Okay. Let's see. Who goes to the mall? Lynn says visits the mall sometimes. Lauren says sometimes, but not often. Ruby says teenagers. Yep, teenagers love to visit the mall. So how many of you have gone to the mall and you've been walking down the aisle, minding your own business, going to the store that you want to go, and the perfume people stand out in front of you with a perfume sample and say, hey, would you like to try our perfume or our cologne or whatever the fragrance is? How many people have experienced that walking through the mall? Maybe you never bought from them, not a problem. I just want to know, have you ever experienced that you're walking in the mall and all of a sudden somebody interrupts your path, interrupts the direction that you're going, interrupts where you're going, and they get your attention. Even if you don't actually end up buying or conversing or talking to them, they still interrupted what you were doing. Now, the perfume one is an interesting analogy because chances are you're probably not going to buy. Chances are you might be a little annoyed that they interrupted your pattern. So you want to be polite about it. And I can tell you, some of those perfume people will interrupt, and some are rude. Some just don't even care about you. But I can tell you, the ones that catch your attention politely, the ones that do it in a way, some will even like, hey, man, I love those shoes that you're wearing. Those are so cool. You want to try one of our perfume samples? See, they flip it. They kind of warm up before they interrupt you. That's exactly what cool graphics on your Facebook wall can do. They can be inviting. They can kind of, they will interrupt people's patterns. They will get engagement, but they'll do it in a way that it's not as annoying as the perfume people. So don't be the perfume people. I'm using that analogy just to get across the point that you need to interrupt patterns in people's lives. Exactly. Perfume annoyance is a little annoying, but you can definitely handle it on Facebook. So what I was getting there is the fact that you have to interrupt people's patterns, and there's no better way to do that than to leverage cool graphics like I showed you here in this post here. And this is just one such example. I know that if I had used a mediocre image on this post, I would not have gotten the level of response that I have gotten on this post. And going back to the perfume example in the mall, those people, I can guarantee you wouldn't even know that the perfume stand existed in the mall if those people weren't standing out in the aisle and interrupting people's patterns to get people's attention. The beauty of Facebook is we don't have to do that in person. We don't have to be the annoying person standing in front of people, but we can interrupt the pattern of people scrolling through their news feed on Facebook. All right, so let's get into it, right into it here. I'm going to show you my first app, my first go-to app on my phone here when it comes to photo generation. Now, I'm doing it directly on an iPhone here. Similar apps and even some of the same apps are available in the Google Play Store as well. So check your Android phone. I have an Android phone. I just don't use it that often because my go-to device is my iPhone here. So I am doing this on an iPhone. But the first one I want to show you here is an app called Unsplash. Now, I was just working in this app a little bit ago, as you can see here, but Unsplash is photos for everyone. This is a really cool app. There's a paid version of it to get access to all the photos, but this is a cool app that any day, for unlimited uses of these images, you can go in here and find just about any image you want anywhere, and free access to use them on your social feeds. One of the biggest challenges people have is finding the correct image to use in their posts. So, for example, if I wanted to do, so I have kind of a post in mind. If I wanted to do, say, a post that included, well, we'll just use the tiger. So if I'm doing one for a tiger, I'll go here, and I recently searched for this, but you can search for keywords. Look at all of these very professional, very cool posts with tigers in them. So right here, I've got unlimited amounts of tiger photos. Now, sometimes you'll get random photos that have nothing to do with tigers. That's just because the photographer here who uploaded this image put tiger as the keyword. Why they do that, I don't know. Frustrating. But you can grab any image you want here and use it. Find one that you like, and you can simply download it to your phone. Boom, now you have it in your camera roll to use for later use. So there's Unsplash. Very simple app, but it's a great way, and I'm going to come back to that app here in a second when we want to find something specifically for the content that we're going to be posting. Very cool, David. Yeah. Unsplash is a great app, great to use in connection with Canva. You might, if you don't know this next app I'm going to show you here, David, you might really want to dive into this one as well. So the next app I'm going to show you guys, number 2 app, is going to be WordSwag. Here I was just messing around, but let's just go back here to the beginning. And we're going to go in here, and here's an app called WordSwag. Again, they have a free version and a paid version of WordSwag, but WordSwag is, have you guys seen, like even on my post, this post right here, the way that I creatively laid out that text? How many of you guys thought when you saw this image that I spent a bunch of time laying out these words, put in these lines, put in the graphics, spent a bunch of time designing the text on this image? It's fine if you thought I did. Just put yes in the comments if you thought I spent a lot of time designing this image right here. How many of you guys have seen similar posts, images on Instagram, on Facebook, on other social media platforms, or even on YouTube thumbnails, and thought, man, that's really creatively designed. I wonder how long they spent designing that graphics right there. Did they spend a lot of time laying out that text right there? Yeah, exactly. Lynn thought it would probably take a little bit of time. I used to be honest, I used to spend a ton of time laying these out, doing some, and I never really have to think through it. And I had to be creative, which is fun. I loved being creative, but it wasn't the best use of my time. So most of you thought that I spent a lot of time designing this right here, when in fact, I only pushed a button a few times to get to the design that I wanted to do. So let me show you guys how that is done. If you guys want to see me actually design one of these right now, right here, smash the heart button on the reaction and say, show me in the text. So comment down there, show me, and smash the heart button and let me know if you want me to show this right now. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I make those type of images and even get. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a creative post, and we're going to do it as a saying or a slogan or a quote is what I'm going to do. And there's a really, really cool aspect of WordSwag that some people might not know about that allows you to very quickly and easily come up with content. How many of you guys struggle with content? Like you go to Google, you search for a cool quote, a cool saying, a cool, something relevant or funny or interesting. How many of you guys have spent so much time just Googling things that you can post on your Facebook wall? Like I used to do it. I would sit there and I would Google like, okay, cool quotes for affiliate marketing, or cool quotes for network marketing, or cool quotes for entrepreneurs. I would just sit there for a long time. Again, not a good use of my time. What if you could just push a button? So let me show you this right here. So let's just go ahead, and for the sake of it here, we're going to come into our photos, and let's just pick this tiger image right here. Now, this is the really cool part about WordSwag here, is they have all these preset images for various social medias. It might be too small for you guys to see there on the screen because it's down here at the bottom, but at the bottom, it has various aspect ratios. That's going to be the size, how tall it is, how wide it is, vertical and horizontal pixel dimensions. But what I can do is I can pick here and I can go Facebook post, and it's automatically going to do an image size that's proper for Facebook. If I wanted to do a Facebook group cover photo, I could do that as well. And now I could create a group cover photo. Notice how it perfectly sizes the image to what you need to be. And there's lots of different ones on here. You've even got YouTube on here. So if you're doing YouTube cover photos, boom, you can choose YouTube on here and you can make a perfectly sized cover photo for YouTube. Lynn asked, do I use the free or paid version? I personally use the paid version. All three of these apps have paid versions of them. I use the paid version because we're talking about less than a cup of coffee. So if you can give up a coffee or there's a yearly plan, like one of them is a yearly plan for $12 a year. Give up a nice meal out to McDonald's and you can have software to generate thousands of dollars. And that's kind of the mindset you need to work with here in terms of paid apps versus free app. Anytime you can go with the paid version of an app, you're always going to get the pro level features of that app. And are we not professionals? We're affiliate marketing, pros, right? We're affiliate marketing pros. So go professional, invest a couple of dollars. That's the beauty of mobile apps. To do the same things that I do in these apps on my desktop, we're talking about hundreds of dollars worth of software like Photoshop and Lightroom and Final Cut Pro. Those type of things cost hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Here you can do it for just a couple dollars, $12 at max. So really cool use of a couple of dollars. Yeah, Lauren, I'm going to take you out to a nice dinner to McDonald's tonight after this. How about that? I'm going to take you out to McDonald's. I'm not going to buy this app and I'll take you out to McDonald's. I'm just kidding. I'll take you out to wherever you want to go to eat. All right, so let me jump into this here. So we have our image. Now I'm going to click the next button here, and now you'll see that I have text over here, and it says double tap me to change. So I'm going to double tap that. This is where the magic happens. Now, some of this might be a little bit small for you guys, but I want to show you here how quick and easy it is for me to not only come up with creative text, but to come up with text and content for a post. So if I already knew what I wanted to say, I could comment something on here like comment let's see, comment tiger below. We'll just for the sake of keeping this short, comment tiger below. I could even say what said that quote if I wanted to. That's optional, and click done. And now I have some text that I could quickly go into styles, and I could quickly change up all these different looks. These are all very cool, very trendy text presets. And guess what? It's not just one. You can tap it multiple times. Look at all these variations. You can even roll the dice. Just have random things. And what I love about it is things like this right here, or this, or let's even go to this one, shout out, comment tiger below. We can do the dice, roll the dice, boom, change it up. Do the dice, change it up, change it up. How cool is that? Like that quickly, I am changing up the text. Yes, I totally agree, Lauren. Gavi's would be way, way better and a massive step up from McDonald's. I totally agree with you on that one. Guys, just that alone, learning to be able to just click and tap these and get so many different variations and cool text instantly generated for you. How cool is that? So you just keep going through here. And it's just endless. That's why you want to go with the pro version of this, because you just get endless amounts of variations of words and text all designed, all done for you, but you can click here until your heart's content, figuring out exactly which one you think is the best. And you can go beyond that. Now that you have your text, you can go into color. And now you can change the color. Maybe you want that to be a pink color. Maybe you want it to have a cool texture to it. Look at this. Look how quick and easy this is. Maybe you want it to be a little bit transparent. All of these options are in here. And then check this out. Maybe you don't want the background image to be completely bright. You can dim the background image. You can even blur out the background image. So maybe you don't want the background image to be the main center focal. Maybe you wanted something like that, and the background image is just an effect behind it. Or like I did on my post earlier today, I didn't want to actually show the screenshot behind it. I just wanted to be able to give a teaser to it. So this is a great way for you to do a screenshot and then come in here and quickly blur out the background, but make the text pop like it. Who would agree with that, that text just pops? It's almost like jumping off the screen. If you were scrolling through your news feed, would you stop for text that looks like that? Would you guys, let me know in the comments there, would you guys stop for text that look, and what did that do? It took me a couple of seconds to generate this. But now let's go one step further. Maybe we don't even know what to say. Remember I was talking earlier about how many times you go to Google and search for something? So let's just go here. I'm just going to show you, like, once you're done doing everything you want to do to the image, you can just save it. Boom. It's saved. It saves it directly to your camera roll. You can add your logo to it if you want to, and you can instantly share it to any one of these platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, text, or even email it. I just save it to my camera roll, and then I go on to my social platforms and I post it and write whatever content I want to add with the image. But let me show you this here. Let me show you this. Let's do a new one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. Now they do, just so you know, I showed you the Unsplash app where you have tons and tons of images to choose from, but you can go in here and they do have a ton of stock images. I don't find it quite as extensive as Unsplash, but they do have a ton of images in here to choose from. So like I could just choose this mountain sky image right here, all built into WordWrap. Word Swag. So say I'm starting with this one. I want to do this as an Instagram story. So I'm going to post this to my Instagram account. So I'm choosing Instagram story. I click next here. Now it's still got the presets from before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this and I'm going to remove this layer and I'm going to add a new text layer. The reason I did that is because I wanted to change my orientation to be perfectly horizontal again. Now watch this. We're going to tap this here. You double tap the text. Look at all these on the left-hand side here. You have classic, so true, stay hungry. There is tons and tons of pre-written context that you can access right in here. And it'll instantly populate it with it. And you can click this little randomizer button here and it will just keep spitting out more and more text. Look at this one. Sweat is just fat crying. How many of you guys like that one? I like that one right there. Fat, or sweat, is just fat crying. If you were in the fitness industry and you wanted to post something and it'd be kind of humorous but true in a way, boom, you have text instantly that you can share. There's good morning ones. Tons of different. Be mindful. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Like, how cool is this? All of this is right in here. So there's some funny ones in here, but like if we went to stay hungry and kept going here, focus on being productive instead of busy, allow yourself to be a beginner, failure. There's lots of different ones in here, but if we're coming through, okay, here's one. Look at this. Look in the mirror. That's your competition. So I like this one, and I'm going to use this one. So I click done. I don't have to type anything else, and I have this text. But now I'm thinking, I don't know if this mountain scene is really the image that will connect viewers with what is being said here in this text. And before we go any further, I'm just going to change this text to black so you guys can actually even see it. So yes, Lauren, we definitely need all of us probably need a little bit of fat to cry itself away for sure. That's funny. I want to get a different image here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to go in back over to my Unsplash app, and I'm going to type in mirror because we're looking into the mirror. That's your competition. So there's tons of different images here that might be good because it has something to do with the mirror. I kind of like this monkey one. The problem with the monkey one is I'm doing Instagram stories, so I'm doing a vertical image, and so that doesn't really work, but it might work. We might be able to get it to work. But let's scroll down a little bit further here. Lots of other mirror pictures, some very interesting ones. You want to stop on something that not only captures your attention, but that you think will capture the attention of viewers. We do want it to have a human being in it because we're talking about people and that's their competition. You know, I really like that monkey one because it's got a little bit of humor in it, but it's eye-catching. So I'm going to try to make that one work, even though it's a horizontal image. So I'm just going to download that one here. I'm going to come back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to pick a different image. I'm going to go to my library, pick the monkey image. And now this does actually work because I can get the monkey image in the mirror to sit right there. I click next, and now we have our text. So obviously this text doesn't really work because we don't have a lot of real estate space for the image itself. So I'm going to try up a couple of different. I don't really want the words to block everything. So let's see. I might even want to just keep this up here, but I'm not really liking how that's laying out right there with the text. So I'm going to go over here to image. If I darken this up a little bit, then the text stands out a little bit more. Again, you play around with this until you get it to the way you want it to be. This is kind of cool because it puts white behind it, but I want to randomize that and see what other. See, I like that layout right there. Look in the mirror. That's your competition. I kind of like this format. I might work with this a little bit more, but for the sake of this and showing you guys, I'm just going to click save on it. And then get this, I can actually add my logo to it. And I'm going to say same logo as last time. And then boom, it pulls in my logo. And I can put my logo for some branding purposes right on the image. That way, if people share this image, I'm also sharing my brand with everybody else. Lynn says, how do you toggle between the two apps? So I don't know how on Android it's a little different, but on iPhone, if you swipe at the bottom of your screen, and again, this only works with an iPhone 10 or newer, but you can swipe along the bottom of it, and it toggles between your open apps. So I'm just swiping my thumb, and that's toggling between the various apps. All right, so there it is. I can save this now, and now I can come back over here to Facebook. Here's my image, boom, just like that. Or I could come over to Instagram because we made it for Instagram stories. Oops, something's going on. I come over here to stories. Looks like Instagram is having some problems. We'll just do a regular post then. And this is not going to work because I formatted it for stories, but you guys get the picture. in terms of what's possible in sharing that. All right, so that was just the first 2 apps. I've got one more app for you guys that I'm going to show you, and it's how I did a certain image that most people would think that I would have needed Photoshop in order to do this. Ruby, that's a more complicated question right there. There are apps for that. In fact, one of the apps I'm going to show you here, you can totally do that in. And so watch what I'm going to show you here based on the comment and question that you just had, and you'll be able to figure out and get creative in terms of how you are going to be able to do that in this app that I'm going to show you next here. Jan asked if we can use the AMP brand. Yeah, if you're promoting anything that's related to Affiliate Marketing Pros, you guys are more than welcome to use the AMP logo in its original format on in your post to promote your content and get some of that validity that you are an Affiliate Marketing member, Affiliate Marketing Pros member. Okay, let me show you my third and final app that I wanted to share with you guys here. The third app that I'm going to share with you guys is called Photoshop Mix. Photoshop Mix is kind of a lighter version. And so you can see right here, how many of you guys saw this image that I posted on Facebook last night? I think I said something about good night. Let me go to it. Let me show you. Let me cancel this out. So if I go to my profile, so right here, I shared this image. It was just a sunset picture that I took of Tucson, and I was saying goodnight to everyone. And so I posted a picture of our dog Penny, but I didn't want Penny to take it. It was kind of just being silly and goofy. Penny's laying on the city of Tucson going to sleep. But a lot of people would think that I use Photoshop to overlay our dog Penny onto this image of Tucson. But let me show you how easy it is to do this inside of Photoshop Mix. So Adobe Photoshop Mix here is a very cool app. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to go and we're just going to start a new one here. Oops, showing me an advertisement there. I'm going to click on this, go new project. I'm going to go to an image. Just go to recent. Oops. No, on my iPhone. You can pull it from a lot of different libraries. But if I come here, let's just pull this photo here. So I have this image here. So this is considered my first layer. Now this app is a little bit more involved. I actually took this image last night from my drone at my office. I just threw my drone up, took a picture of the sunset. Some people think that maybe I just reached my arm up and took this picture, but I did actually have a drone. I'm not that tall to reach and take a picture like this of Tucson. But what I can do now is that I can add another layer. So in the case of the photo that I posted last night, I added a picture of our dog Penny. But let's go ahead and add a picture of, let's say, let's do this wolf right here. I don't want to resize the image because I like the image size that it is. So let's put this wolf. Now, of course, I got this image from Unsplash, so I'm totally free to use this image here of this wolf. But what I want to do is I need to cut out the background. So I'm going to click on Cutout, and I'm going to first do Auto. Now, watch how good a job Auto does. Do you guys see how quickly that was? You guys see how quickly that was? That I just clicked a couple of buttons and I have, so the softened area there behind it is the cutout version of this wolf. So I could go in here and refine this wolf and further fine tune it. For the sake of this, I'm just going to click OK on this and look at that. Boom. That quickly, I have been able to get this wolf completely cut out of the background. I can resize it. I can maybe put it over here to the right. And now I've got this wolf right there on the background. So if you guys ever think like, oh man, how do they cut the background out of that image? If you have an image that has a fairly clean background, and in this case, it wasn't even that clean. There was foliage and vegetation and stuff, but I was able to very quickly cut out the background image. Now, one more thing that I like to do here is I like to position my overlay image where I want it to be. And then what I want to do is I want to what's called harmonize the two images together. And what harmonize does is it flattens it into one image. But what it also does is right now the wolf looks like it wasn't taken with this picture because It has a different white balance. It has a different shade to it. It's much brighter. It's not sunset looking, right? Would you guys agree that even though the wolf is cut out, it still looks like it was just pasted over the top of this image? This app is called it's Adobe Photoshop Mix. Adobe Photoshop Mix. David was asking what's the name of this app. This one's called Adobe Photoshop Mix. Yeah, Ruby, so you get it. This is exactly what you can do. You can overlay images and objects directly onto another image. Yeah, there you go. Photoshop Mix. So what I want to do now, though, is I'm going to click, touch, and hold on the top image. See, now I'm like dragging around the layer of the wolf, and I'm going to drop it on top of the bottom image, just like this. So I just touched on it lightly. It kind of like increased in size so you can kind of feel what it is, and then you come and you just drop it on top of the bottom layer, and it's going to give you this option here. You can merge on the layer, you can copy mask on layer, but what we want is harmonize on layer. So harmonize on layer, what that will do is it will merge it, and notice it kind of softened the image and gave it a little bit of a warm glow or a warm tone to it, so it looks like it more belongs a little bit more on this background image. Now, obviously, I did this very quickly. The cutout isn't perfect, and even the sizing of the wolf isn't as nice as I'd want it to be, but you can always undo steps. I could come in here, I could increase the wolf so it looks like I'm just more, focusing on the head of the wolf, and then do the same thing here and harmonize the two layers, and boom. I kind of like that a little bit better because it looks like it blends. It looks like it fits a little bit more because the wolf is in the front and the Tucson sunset is in the background. All right, how cool and quick and easy was that? Now, of course, then from there, I can go and I can share this to my camera roll, and it'll save it directly to my camera roll. And now I have this image to go and use anywhere I want to use it. Let's just come in here and take a look at it right there. And there is our image. I mean, come on, guys. It looks like I spent maybe 30 minutes in Photoshop overlaying this wolf onto the sunset. Did you guys think that was cool? Did you guys think that was pretty quick and easy to be able to take an image? And I could have found, I took this picture of this sunset, but I could have easily gone to Unsplash, found an image that related to a wolf or whatever I was merging or overlaying it with, and then gotten my picture of the wolf and then overlaid it as well. But things like this normally would have taken a very long time in Photoshop. So there's the 3 apps that I love using. A couple of them I've just started recently using, and I've just like, they simplify my life. Even as a graphic designer, they completely simplify my life in being able to quickly go just on my phone. I don't have to go to my desk. I don't have to go to the office. I just quickly go on my phone, and I can quick and easily go and create an image, a graphic, a pattern interrupt that I can post on my news feed, to my Instagram stories, to my Facebook stories. That's what I can do. So as an example, let's go and use that monkey one in our Facebook stories. If you guys aren't using Facebook stories, you really should be using Facebook stories. So let's go here to my news feed. I'm going to click on my stories. I'm going to pick this one here. And I've already added text to it. I've already added my logo to it. So there's nothing really else I have to add to this image. I can simply say share to stories, and boom, now I have a new image that has been posted to my Facebook stories, just like that. I mean, doesn't get much simpler than that. So you guys are seeing those Facebook stories, the Instagram stories, all of those vertical images are able to be used across multiple platforms. Do you guys have any quick questions on these 3 apps? Yeah, exactly. It totally could have taken me 30 minutes to go into Photoshop. Now, there are cool tools inside of Photoshop that will allow me to quickly cut out objects, move objects, and all those features are there. But it's just the idea of sitting down, setting it up, opening up the app, going in, doing it. I tend to get way more involved. Here's another pro tip. When you go into a computer and do things, psychologically, you tend to get more involved with the project than you need to be to become productive with it. So even though I know Photoshop and I leverage it for a lot of my graphic design stuff, my website development, all that stuff, I find that when I do it on an app, I'm more likely just to go in, get it done, and move on to the next project. So I'm more of in a productive state than I am sitting there trying to be creative for a very long time. And the end user really is not going to know the difference. So that's something that you really need to focus on, is don't get stuck and hung up on procedures and steps in your business that are not going to be fruitful or profitable to you in a long-term passive kind of way. So if you guys, any questions really, I mean, they're pretty straightforward. So again, let's review the 3 apps that we used here. The first one was Unsplash, which is the photo selection app, which allows me to quickly go in and pick images that I want. And there's tons. I mean, they're just it's just endless. I love Unsplash. The images are crisp. There was Word Swag, which allowed us to quickly and easily put graphic designer level text over images. They have built-in free images, or what I like to do is go and get images from Unsplash. And then there's Photoshop Mix, which allowed me to quickly and easily go in and overlay 2 or more. I mean, you can do more images. I could add another images on top of this if I wanted to, just by adding another layer, just like this. I didn't even mean to do this, but let's just take this tiger and we're going to do a cutout on him. We're going to go automatic. Boom. There's our tiger. Now we have a tiger drinking from Tucson. We'll just put him back here. Now we're going to take and harmonize the 2 layers. And just like that, boom, we have a tiger. I mean, that's how quick and easy this is. It's just so easy. So easy. So those are the 3 apps. The one last bonus app that I will mention is Retouch. I'm not going to get into actually showing you guys Retouch, but Retouch is a very easy to use app if you want to take objects and items out of the image. It's kind of freakily, like scarily good. Like, it's amazing how smart the AI is in this. So I'm going to do a separate Facebook Live just on retouching images, because how many times have you guys taken an image and there is somebody who photobombed it? Maybe there's power lines through your photo. Maybe there's just anything in the image that you don't like. There's a lot of apps out there, but Retouch, to me, with its artificial intelligence based level knowledge of your image, is just by far the most intuitive. So if you guys want to see me do a full tutorial on Retouch app, I want you guys to share this Facebook Live, and I want you to give it a big heart reaction and let me know what you thought of this Facebook Live in the comments below here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here for about 40 minutes and learning a couple of things. So let me know, did you guys learn something that you didn't already know in these 3 apps? Maybe you've used these apps, but you didn't know how quick and easy they were to be able to generate marketing level quality marketing images inside of your social media posts. Because at the end of the day, images are a massive leveraging point for you standing out above the rest. Appreciate your share and your love, Lynn. I really appreciate that. Andy, glad you got some value out of it. Appreciate you guys all being on here. Be sure to leave those comments down there. Let me know what you thought of this. Share this video so that I know that I should be bringing you guys more content like this to share with you guys and just give you guys some value in terms of what is possible when you open up your phone and leverage it for productivity, not just for sitting there, wasting a bunch of time on, social media or games or whatever else you do. Spend a little bit of time being productive, and then you can go back to the fun, brainless stuff that sometimes we like to do just to disconnect. So cool. Glad you guys learned a lot, and I'll see you guys on the next Facebook Live.